Recently, I watched Pinocchio Unstrung and found myself thinking, what if this isn't really a story about Pinocchio at all? What if it is a story about the conflict between the creator and the creation? Geppetto creates Pinocchio out of pain. He lost his son, and he was unable to truly grieve that loss. He couldn't bear his grief. He couldn't bear his helplessness. He couldn't face his own shadow. And somewhere inside, he broke as a human being. So he creates another child. But unconsciously, he doesn't simply want to give him life. He wants Pinocchio to fill the emptiness left by someone else. And this is where the real conflict begins, because the creation turns out to be alive. It has its own will, its own character, its own freedom. It doesn't want to be a copy. It doesn't want to conform to the design of its creator. And then the creator faces the most frightening truth. His creation no longer belongs to him. But how do you regain control over someone who has discovered their freedom? Through the feeling of imperfection. You are not perfect. You need to change. Then you will be accepted. Otherwise, you are not good enough. And here we reach a much deeper layer. Sometimes beneath the feeling of not being enough, there may be a much more ancient fear. If I don't measure up, I may lose love, belonging, and safety. And beneath the loss of belonging, there may be an even more primal fear, being left alone in the face of our own mortality and death. This is why a person doesn't always have to be controlled through fear directly. Sometimes it is enough to convince them that something is wrong with them. As long as a person keeps trying to prove that they are good enough, worthy enough of love, worthy enough of acceptance, worthy enough not to be abandoned, they become easier to control. And this is exactly why Pinocchio matters in this story. He refuses to become convenient. He doesn't want to be a replacement for the son who died. He doesn't want to conform to someone else's image of perfection. He wants to be himself. And so Pinocchio becomes Geppetto's shadow. He embodies everything Geppetto cannot accept within himself. Freedom, unpredictability, imperfection, defiance, the ability to keep living. And that is why Geppetto becomes angry with Pinocchio. But in reality, he is angry at the part of himself that he sees in him. And then the story turns upside down, because the question is no longer whether Pinocchio will become a real human being. The question is, can his creator become human again? Because creating life does not necessarily mean knowing how to live life. Creating another being does not give you the right to own them, and giving someone life does not give you power over the life you have given them. The creation begins to become free when it stops proving its worth to the creator. When it no longer tries to become good enough and can finally say, I don't have to be who you imagined me to be. I can be myself. And perhaps at that very moment, the creator finally stops being a god to another and becomes human again.